Lancaster, Virginia. The latest news and recaps in the world of professional wrestling. Welcome to the Wrestling Artistry Podcast. And now, here's your host, Andre Smith.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to episode 22 of the Wrestling Artistry Podcast. I am your host, Andre Smith, and on today's episode, I'll be discussing AEW Rampage, NXT 2.0, as well as I'll probably go over a couple of highlights regarding WrestleMania. And also, if I get around to it, I'll probably even do this a little bit of wrestling history. But anyway, if you're viewing this on YouTube, don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button. And if you're listening to the audio version of this, do not forget to follow me on Podbean. So here we go. AEW Rampage. From April the 1st, first event of the night was Top Flight versus the Young Bucks. The action was evenly matched and high-paced, with both teams showing tag team excellence until the Bucks throw a super kick party. Top Flight take back control with some innovative teamwork. The Bucks get the win with the BTE. Chris Statlander is showing her other side, slowly but surely. It looks like a darker side. I don't know whether she's just going to be in a more intense version of herself or maybe a possible heel. We'll keep an eye on that. We have Dan Lambert and Company. Yay. As Dan Lambert and Company exude their arrogance, Sammy Guevara and Ty Conti channel their inner Brock Lesnar with a little bit of NWO sprinkled in. And vandalized Lambert's BMW SUV, hoping to change Scorpio Sky's mind about a TNT title match. As Tony Schiavone tries to interview Hook, Danhausen interrupts, trying to curse Hook again. And once again, it is an epic fail as Hook just looks at Danhausen and leaves. Fuego del Sol, Evil Uno, and Stu Grayson versus the House of Black. The Dark Order members were doing well. Then their Soul tagged in. He wasn't doing so hot in the beginning. At one point, it was him against Malachi Black. Del Sol got a little bit of offense in until he decided to attempt a nice flip move. Black proceeded to catch Del Sol mid-air with Black Mass to stretch out Del Sol and get the pin. Jamie Hayter versus Sky Blue for an Owen Hart tournament match. Hayter hits an exploded suplex on Blue into the corner, changing the tide of the match. Blue gets several near falls before getting caught in a backbreaker. Then Hayter hits the ripcord layered for the win. For the main event, Powerhouse Hobbs versus Keith Lee. Both men try to show who's the strongest, and there are a few tackles that led in a stalemate. Lee knocks Hobbs out of the ring. Hobbs takes control with knees and a leg for a near fall. Lee hits Hobbs with the bear paw, double chop, and a clothesline for a very near fall. Hobbs delivers a backdrop to counter a powerbomb attempt. Hobbs hits a spinning power slam for a 2 count. Chaos ensues as Ricky Starks and Taz come out, distracting the ref as Hobbs hits the last will and Testament spine buster, but there's no one to deliver a 3 count. Lee catches Hobbs in the limit breaker for the win. Afterwards, Swerve, Strickland, and Starks brawl, and before the show goes off, Hobbs spears Lee into a table. That was it for AEW Rampage. Well, Powerhouse Hobbs, he is definitely a doggone powerhouse, because they do, yeah, he's definitely the real deal. Let me see. Next up, we have NXT 2.0 that happened last night, April the 5th. Show starts off with the newly crowned NXT champion Braun Breaker. And opening the show, Breaker, who won the title back on this past Monday Night Raw after falling short at Stand and Deliver on WrestleMania weekend, talks about his win over former champ Dolph Ziggler. He also talks about inducting his father and uncle, the Steiner brothers, into the 2022 Hall of Fame. Then Imperium comes out. Gunther tells Breaker that the champ is not the best until he beats the Ring General, or how you said it. I was going to say Ring General. I'm not trying to get too fancy here. Breaker says that he will give him a shot on the show. At the commercial, the Creeds take on Fabian Aichner and Marcel Barthel of Imperium. Aichner shows off his power against Julius Creed. Later, after Brutus Creed goes through some punishment, he tags in Julius, who goes nuts. An interesting development happened as Fabian just walked out of the match, which was odd. Afterwards, the Creeds get the win. After the match, the two masked individuals that were messing with the Creed showed up, hitting both of them with a steel chair. They revealed themselves to be the tag team Pretty Deadly, a tag team from NXT UK. Next up, we had a new North American champ, Cameron Grimes, in the ring. He talks about how he has finally made it, and he is also thinking about his late father. Solo Sikoa comes out to look the champ in the eye and ask for a title shot, which would happen. Joe Gacy is still speaking in creepy tones. Draco Anthony watches in the locker room area. Zion Quinn tries to talk to Anthony, who snaps and says that Quinn don't tell him what to do. Quinn explains that he was not trying to do that, but to have his back. But then Quinn sternly tells Anthony that he needs a lesson in respect. Dexter Lumis versus Duke Hudson. As Lumis charges at Hudson towards the corner, Hudson hits a Uranagi, slamming Lumis down. Lumis delivers a spine buster for a near fall. The match ends in a double countout when Lumis and Hudson's women cause both of them to hit the ring post. Oh boy. Crazy. Toxic Attraction, the members of Gigi Dolan and JC Jane versus the NXT Women's Tag Team Champions Ricardo Gonzalez and Dakota Kai. Kai and Gonzalez had control of their teamwork until Gigi hits a Hurricanrana, which looks sloppy. Kai tags in and takes over. Kai and Gonzalez almost get the win, but Jane saves the day. Winnie Chu comes out to be a distraction, but NXT Women's Champ Mandy Rose wipes her out. As Gonzalez tries for the Chingona Bomb, Jane executes a chop block onto Gonzalez's injured knee. Dolan and Jane hit Toxic Shock to regain their women's tag team titles. Tony D'Angelo is having a made man ceremony. He officially becomes the Don of NXT after having defeated Tommaso Ciampa at Stand and Deliver. Dakota Kai is in the back, throwing stuff around from pipes to ladders and everything in between. She looks right dead into the camera and says that Mandy Rose is not safe. So, the NXT Women's Champ is possibly in trouble. Next up, we have Lash Legend versus Nikita Lyons. Legend hits a pump kick followed by an elbow drop for a 2 count. Legend hits a cartwheel moonsault for a near fall. Lyons comes back with a German suplex, and then Lyons hits a roundhouse kick. Lyons hits a superplex for a 2 count, and then Lyons hits a spinning kick and a jumping split for the win. Actually, this match was better than what I thought it was, so I was pleasantly surprised. I'm like, cool. Santos Escobar congratulates D'Angelo on becoming the Don of NXT. He tells Tony to keep his business out of Legado de Fantasma's business, and everything will be fine. So, potential feud there, perhaps. Main event for the NXT Championship, champ Braun Breaker defense against the Ring General Gunther. This match starts off even so far, as both men are feeling each other out. Gunther takes control with a big boot to the face. Breaker catches Gunther with a power slam. Breakker was going for a signature power slam move, but his shoulder gave out. Then Gunther chops him out of the ring. Gunther continues to work on the injured shoulder. Brown mounts a comeback, but Gunther hits his powerbomb for a near fall. Gunther jumps from the top rope but gets met with a spear. Then he starts going toe-to-toe with chops and punches. Braun hits a clothesline, or a Steiner line. Then he hits that standing power slam for the pinfall to regain the title. After the match, Rick Steiner appears on the big screen, congratulating on his title defense. Looked like he was in a dark room, which I thought was kind of odd. Then as the camera pans back, he's in some sort of small cage, and Joe Gacy is like talking trash to Braun about family and this, that, and the other. And Harden has some sort of pipe or chain or something, so this is going to be interesting. What? Yeah, it was a couple wild programs the last few days. I'm just gonna go share my thoughts on WrestleMania. I thought, my personal opinion, I thought night one was better than night two. Couple of the matches I was looking forward to the most actually they didn't quite live up to what I thought they were going to be. The Ronda Rousey Charlotte Flair match for the SmackDown title. It was a physical match, but it seemed to me the chemistry was off, and it kind of fell flat at the end. And I'll be honest, I didn't really care for much for the outcome either. Another match was actually the main event of night two, which was Brock Lesnar versus Roman Reigns. Now, it seemed to me that the match was okay, but I expected more, and it seemed the matches ended abruptly. I'm not sure whether it's because Roman had a legit injury or what the deal was. But anyway, I expected better out of this match, but either way, I'm just hoping that this is it for the feud. Roman needs to move on and do other things now. I'm glad he won, so at least we have a full-timer holding the championship. What else? Also, Edge vs. AJ Styles was a pretty good match, and seems like he's going to form some sort of team with Damian Priest, and there have been rumors that Edge was going to form a faction, so we'll see what goes on with that. Also, one of the best matches of the night to me was Becky Lynch versus Bianca Belair for the SmackDown Women's Championship. I thought that was a pretty good match as well. Johnny Knoxville versus Sami Zayn was entertaining as all hell. I loved it. But yeah, those are my basic thoughts about Mania. How can I forget? Seth Rollins' mystery opponent turned out to be, probably not too many people surprised, but maybe some. The American Nightmare, Cody Rhodes, comes back to WWE after 6 years. He had a pretty good pop. The main thing I liked about it was because he kept his character, he kept his music from AEW, he kept his entrance, and it was pretty cool. And it's interesting to see how things going to play out with him in WWE this time. I personally don't see anything short of a main event push for him. It has to be, because anything else I think will be an insult. But yeah, we'll see how things go. Oh yes, another side note of news: Veer Mahan finally showed up. Good. About time. And he seems to be going after Rey Mysterio or the Mysterios. All right, before I roll out of here, I'm just going to go to. Well, I don't see anything about wrestling. This is according to PW Insider. I don't see anything about wrestling history for today, so I'll go over a couple of events from yesterday in history. On this day, on the day of April 5th, 1945, Sika Anoi was born in Leon, American Samoa. For those, if that first thing sounds familiar, he is the father of the tribal chief, current unified WWE Universal Champion Roman Reigns. Also, on that day in 1956, Diamond Dallas Page is born in Point Pleasant, New Jersey. See what else. It also says in the headline that also on this day, Ric Flair makes his WrestleMania debut. And also, on that day, the Ultimate Warrior headlines the WWE Hall of Fame class of 2014, which was a bittersweet moment, of course, because he got inducted into the Hall of Fame. He made it, cut a promo Monday Night Raw, and he passed away soon after, which was sad. Yeah, I guess then that's been pretty much it as far as some of the main highlights. I was trying to be better prepared for this last night, but I got sidetracked by looking a little bit at the WWE Evil documentary concerning Randy Orton, and looks like it's a pretty good show so far. Anyway. That is it for this episode of the Wrestling Artistry Podcast, and I guess I'll see y'all the next time and do some more reporting. I hope to have a better history section this time. And if there's any major news that breaks out, I'll share it here on the podcast, or you can check me out on my Facebook page at Wrestling Artistry. Be sure to check that out. And until then, fans, so long for now.